of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Part 1. And this is called Pruthu Maharaj Milks the Earth Planet. So here in this chapter, we are going to understand Pruthu, King Pruthu is there, what he does with Mother Earth. Now, so far the story goes that King Pruthu has been ruling his kingdom, but unfortunately the people in his kingdom do not get food. And they don't get food, they don't get water, and they are going hungry. So they go to the king and they say, you have to find a solution. Why is it that there is so much of paucity of food and other things? And when he says that, when these people tell him, so the king thinks for some time and then realizes the problem is with the earth. So he takes his bow and arrow and he goes after the earth. The earth converts itself in a cow, in a form of a cow, and she starts running. Finally, he catches on with her, and then there is a dialogue between the two. The earth says, why do you want to kill me? Because if you kill me, then everybody else also dies. What is the point? So now, today we are going to understand after that what happened. And it is a dialogue continuing between Prithu and Prithvi. So as you can see, the two words are matching, isn't it? So we are going to learn about these two words and what actually transpires over here. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Part 1, Chapter 18, Prithu Maharaj milks the Mother Earth. The great sage Maitreya continued to address Vidura. My dear Vidura, at that time after the planet Earth finished her prayers, King Prithu was still not pacified. And his lips trembled in great anger. Although the planet Earth was frightened, she made up her mind and began to speak as follows in order to convince the king. My dear Lord, please pacify your anger completely and hear patiently whatever I submit before you. Please turn your kind attention to this. I may be very poor, but a learned man takes the essence of knowledge from all places, just as a bumblebee collects honey from each and every flower. To benefit human society, not only in this life but in the next, the great seers and sages have prescribed various methods conducive to the prosperity of the people in general. Now, going back to the story once again, we find that Prithu Maharaj is running after Prithvi, that is the earth. The earth converts itself into a cow, and the cow is running, and the Prithu is running behind her with the bow and arrow, wanting to kill her. And then she stops over there because now there is no choice, and she asks the king, why does he want to kill her? Now, all this sounds very funny, isn't it? Prithvi in the form of a cow and she is running. Just imagine. It sounds literally mythological. There is nothing real in this. Isn't this how it looks like? Well, let me give you the answer for that. See, the word Prithu is the master of the earth. Prithvi, the earth itself. Chandra, the master of Chandra, that is the moon. Chandra by the name is also the planet, the satellite of earth called moon. Surya Devta is the name of the one who is the owner of Surya, the land Surya, or here we say a star body which is called Surya, that is the sun. Similarly, think that you have a piece of land. Okay, you are the owner of that land. Now, when you own a land, why do you own a land? Ask yourself this question. The answer is very simple. You have to get something from it. When you hold deposits in the bank, what exactly are you looking for? Security, interest payments, and all those things, isn't it? When you want to do something in life, why do you want to do that in life? Because there is something coming out of it. So Prithu Maharaj has the ownership of the earth. He is the master. And naturally, his expectation is that I have given the earth some job to do. Right? And that job has to be done. So there are certain things that needed to be done. So the land, let us say you are a owner of a land, and because you are the owner of a land, you expect the land to give you some crop, some kind of a benefit, isn't it? Or maybe you will build a house on top of it, maybe you will have a garden over there, maybe you will make a well over there, or maybe a water body, something or the other you will do, isn't it? Suppose it doesn't generate that kind of a result. Naturally, you are going to be very angry with it, isn't it? You will say that I have done everything in this land and yet I am not getting the results. So King Prithu is actually in that space, just like you are today. You might have written your examination properly, you might have studied very hard, and you have gone and written your papers very beautifully, expecting the results to be very good. But unfortunately, the results are bad. And now let us come to the land itself, or the Prithvi itself. The Prithvi is asking the king, see, I have been nice and I have done whatever I require to do. Okay, it's like your possession, you have a possession, your car, right? So your car is saying to you, I am doing what is necessary and what is required. I am driving you around, isn't it? And yet you want to kill me, murder me. This is not good. Yet you want to chop off the land and you want to destroy it. That is also not good. So there is some reason why this is to be done. So she asks him, why are you so angry? You are the Lord Almighty, the God himself. Okay? You are that divine Lord, Narayana, who has taken the form of King Prithu. Why are you angry? You are the one you made me, isn't it? So why are you angry about it? We are here to benefit all society, everybody, you as well as me. And the kings and the sages and the seers and everybody says the same thing, that anybody who does some kind of an investment in another person or a place or a thing, the expectation is there should be some good result, isn't it? Like you invest money in some property, that property should give you some returns, right? So this is what everybody is expecting. And even the seers and the sages say the same thing. What are they saying? Naturally, there has to be some advantage and things have to work. One who follows the principles and instructions enjoined by the great sages of the past can utilize these instructions for practical purpose. Such a person can very easily enjoy life and pleasure. A foolish person who manufactures his own ways and means through mental speculation does not recognize the authority of the sages, lay down impeccable directions, unimpeachable directions, is simply unsuccessful again and again in his attempt. Now, this is a very, very critical statement. What is the earth saying? The earth saying everything follows a law in this world. So there is a law which is basically the Vedic laws are there. They are followed by every person. These have been written by the sages and the saints. They have given some methods and the way of life. And they say that you do this, you will get this, you do this, you get this, you do this, you get this. In the Vedas, isn't it given like that? You do this prayer to this God and then you will get this benefit. It's written, you know. You pray to this God and then these are the benefits. And this is the way how prayers have to be done. Then these are very simple techniques that have to be done. But now let us say there is a person in the world who thinks he knows too much. And he expects the results in a different way by performing differently. Do you think that that person will get the same results as a person who is following the law? No. So a foolish person who manufactures his own ways and means through mental speculation and does not recognize the authority of the sages. Now, this is valid even for spiritual people. When people come in the world of spiritual, they have expectations and they have their own belief systems. They use their mind constantly and they keep on saying, I know how this is. I know this. There is a shortcut to this. But just by tapping my head, I will become enlightened. You got what I'm saying? Because remember, this great person in the last chapter we did, in 6 months he was able to reach God. Right? If he can reach God, I can also do. I am much capable. And human beings follow their own laws. What do? They disregard the sages and the saints. The gurus are there to guide the person. That see, this is the step you got to take. Take the step in this manner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The person who goes to the guru or the sage, who is a foolish person, he manufactures his own ways and means through mental speculation. I have been told by many people, Guruji, when you say that, that there is love and happiness and peace in this world, when I get married, I know I will have a loving husband. He will look after me. The wife says like this. And the husband says, I am going to have a good wife. I am going to have a good life with her because, I am different. You got what I am saying? I am different. I will ensure that I will be happy throughout my life. What they forget to know is this, the law has been written already way back in time. If Sri Ram could never be happy with his wife and could stay with his wife, he is the Lord Almighty. What are you expecting to be some exception to the rule? Ask yourself this question. Sri Krishna had 16,108 wives. Ask yourself this question. Look at Draupadi and her 5 husbands. Do you think that woman was happy? Or any of her husband was happy? If they were happy, then why did they all have different wives? The standard law in this world is there. This law which is written by the sages and the saints cannot be disrupted even by God himself. Even if Sri Ram comes on earth also, he cannot change the law. No happily ever after in this world. It is written in the scriptures, boss. What are you saying? But yet people think that they can disobey and they can... See what he says. A foolish person who manufactures his own ways. I know better. I am very much intelligent. I will not allow this to happen to me. Who are you? You are an ordinary human being. There is going to be misery in your life. When I tell people that their parents are the most miserable people in the world, or there is a standard relationship between, a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law, it's a standard relationship. They cannot get along with each other. No mother and no daughter can get along. Or please understand. This is a law written. You think you are some great sheikh in this world? So you are that idiot, a foolish person who manufactures the own ways. No, I will try my level best and I will have good relations. Sorry, boss, it's never going to happen. And means through mental speculation. Mental, you are a mental case, ready for mental asylum. Not a mental. You cannot have mental proof in your own life. You look at your own self. Even if everybody is given everything that they want in this world, yet they are unhappy to the core. Isn't it the truth? A person may get married to an older lady, like our great president of a country. Next day he is seen with a young girl. It is very standard. Can you not understand? Men are supposed to be having roving eyes. Understand this. Even an 80-year-old will have roving eyes. If there is a beautiful girl going from there, he is going to look at her like this. That is his nature. A woman is always going to be lost in her mind constantly, 24/7. Whether you like it or not, you cannot change these laws of this world. Understood? So don't challenge a guru or a master because they know better. So the foolish person who manufactures his own ways and means through mental speculation and does not recognize the authority of the sages who lay down unimpeccable directions. So what the gurus do is they give some specific directions. They say, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. I very clearly tell people, don't go outside the law that I have told you. If you have been told very clearly, buy a house 2 years later, but you make that mistake of buying 2 years earlier, you are going to face a lot of problems. Don't worry about it. You are going to. And that misery is going to extend not only in this life, but all your lifetimes. Not only this, but all your future life as well. I tell people, don't go to this person, don't disturb this person, don't talk to this person. When I say those words, these people don't want to listen. Don't worry. The sages who lay down unimpeccable direction is simply unsuccessful again and again in his attempts. You may say, I am going to try very hard. No. Your trial is of no use. Success is never going to be with you because you have disobeyed. People love to tell lies to me. They love lying. Through their teeth they will lie. Not realizing that Guruji knows everything. What makes you think that I don't know? You think I am living in my own world of mind? No. So don't be under this impression. Ever. So always understand one thing. If a sage has told you something, follow it deliberately and think about that only. Don't use your mind and do something else. You're going to repent all your this life as well as the next, because every time when you disobey, you are going to be at loggerheads and you are not going to succeed. See, this line is very important. And simply unsuccessful again and again in his attempts. And this is something nobody understands. My dear king, the seed, the root, the herbs and the grains which were created by Lord Brahma in the past are now being used by the non-devotees who are devoid of all spiritual understanding. My dear king, not only are grains and herbs being used by non-devotees, but as far as I am concerned, I am not being properly maintained. Indeed, I am being neglected by kings who are not punishing these rascals who have turned into thieves by using grains for sense gratification. Consequently, I have hidden all these seeds which are meant for the performance of sacrifice. I'm going to give multiple examples over here. Listen to them very carefully. Now, let us say you have a patch of land. Okay. Now, instead of you doing some work on the land and you tilling it and you creating whatever that is needed, you give it to somebody else to do the job for you. And this people have seen, in my own world, people have seen, when you give your land to somebody else to do something, those people are thieves, they are rascals, is what is written over here. They are anyway going to take you apart. They are going to literally loot you. They not only grains and herbs are being used, misused. Please remember this. For a few rupees, you are taking the land and giving it to somebody else so that they can do the job. Sorry, they are not going to do. Nobody is going to do. This is one example. Another, this is about the land and people. Now let us say you buy a house. You know, you love to buy houses. People love to buy houses. And what do? They don't stay there. They give it out on rent to somebody else. These are all crooks. They are non-devotees. You are a devotee of God. God has given you something. You give it to somebody else to use it. Those people are going to misuse it. Whatever that is given by Brahmaji, here it is written, is going to get misused. So in the practical life, apply this. So there are lots of people staying abroad, you know. They have a lot of money. They come and invest money in India. And they will buy some houses and then they will give it out on rent. What you don't understand is the same people are going to loot you, are going to plunder you, or they are going to misuse it. And your land is going to get used for the wrong purpose. I will tell you one very beautiful story from my own world. So there was this very, very devoted lady who was my disciple. Now she came to me one day and she said, you know what, Guruji, I bought this, I'm staying in England, so I got this land, okay? And I have built a house over there and I am going to give it out on rent. I looked at her and I said, but you know, you are a person who is earning a lot of money. Why do you need more money in your life? No, Guruji, for my future, I need the money. She gave out this land, this particular piece of land plus the house, she gave it out on rent. 5 years went by. After some time, she got a small letter or small mail from someone. And that person wrote, do you know that your house is being used for prostitution purposes? She said, what? There was a raid on your house by the police. They caught prostitutes over there. So people give their houses on rent thinking that they are going to earn some living, some money will go in the bank. And this woman had to literally go to that place, sell the land and the house, bribe everybody over there because now a case was instituted on the house, on the property. So she had to go and pay money and all that, sell the place at a loss. Why? Because these rogues and rascals who come and occupy the land and the properties misuse it. So you may buy properties and just keep it. What you don't understand is these properties are going to go to the dogs very soon. Then this person bought another property. I will buy it in a holy place. Holy place. I said, holy place? Yeah. My husband says so, that is why. Oh, you and your husband have decided that you want to buy a property in a holy place? Same thing. That land is under litigation. Can you imagine? It is some political person has gone and misused that land, created false documentations and papers. Are you getting it or no? And this is what happens. My dear king, not only are grains and herbs being used by non-devotees, but as far as I am concerned, I am not being properly maintained. Indeed, I am neglected by kings who are not punishing these rascals who have turned into thieves by using grains for sense satisfaction. Consequently, I have hidden all the seeds which are meant for the performance of sacrifice. So here in this case, so I have given you 2, 3 examples. Now let us come back to the story. So the earth on its own, when she sees that some wrong kind of rascals are using this land, she doesn't give them the yield. She hides all the yield inside her body itself. So the seeds are not giving the kind of benefit. So it's the same thing. When you take a house and you give it out on rent, those people are not going to use it properly. They are going to destroy that property. You are going to pay through your nose for it in the future. What is supposed to get out of that, you are never going to get. Please remember these words. Because of your greed. Can you understand this simple solution? Due to being stocked for a very long time, all the grain seeds within me have certainly deteriorated. Therefore, you should immediately arrange to take these seeds out of the standard process which is recommended by Acharyas and Shastras. So the earth is telling King Prithu, so now that you have come, you have woken up from your sleep, come to me. So I am telling you as earth now what you are supposed to do. Now I have these seeds hidden within me. Can you please take them out? You use them for proper purposes. Okay? So, what is the application in the material world? In the material world, you may have future hedged, hedging for the future. But what you don't understand is you are going to get peanuts for it. You know what peanuts means, no? You're not going to get anything out of it because the earth will not allow that to happen. The dominant law which says so, this is the Vedic laws that are there. They will not allow that kind of a benefit to come to you. On the contrary, you're going to lose a lot. So only when you need and you request the earth, then she is going to give you the benefits only for your purposes, only for good in this world. If it is a selfish purpose, you are never going to get benefited. All selfish purposes never get benefits. O great hero, protector of living entities, if you desire to relieve the living entities by supplying them a sufficient grains, and if you desire to nourish them by taking milk from me, you should make arrangements to bring a calf suitable for this purpose, and pot in which the milk can be kept, as well as the milkman to do the work. Since I will be very much affectionate towards my calf, your desire to take milk from me will be fulfilled. So there has to be a genuine reason for you doing something. What is the meaning of the word calf? See, what does the cow say to him? The cow is Mother Earth. Prithvi. What does Prithvi say to Prithu? Prithu is the master of the earth. Prithvi is his property. So the property says to him, get me a calf. This whole thing has been created for certain reason. That reason has to be fulfilled. Think about this reason. When you get married so that you can have a calf. Are you getting the point? Don't get married for ulterior purposes, for milking a person or doing something wrong. Yes, when you have children, for the child and for the people around, there will be sufficient milk available. So when you as a parent, like you have a child, please understand, your job is now not to work for the wife, but for the child. You are none other than the caretaker of the child. So that money which you keep can be used for the child's purpose, for his growth, but not for your selfish needs. Only to be given to needy people. In this verse, he says, see the first line itself, what is said by the cow. O great hero, protector of living entities, if you desire to relieve the living entities by supplying them sufficient grains, and if you desire to nourish them by taking milk from me, you should make arrangements to bring a calf. Are you getting the point? This system has been designed in the world. The design system is like this. You are here in this world not because you can enjoy your life, go to parties and do whatever you feel like. No, you are here in this world because you have to create a future generation. And this future generation will create a further generation and a further generation. You are here only to work. Your job is to supply the needs of these people. Your job is just ensuring that they get what they require. So kindly understand this. Don't keep on buying properties so that you can make more money out of it. Yes, you can definitely say, I will buy one property for my child. Whatever comes out of it, I will ensure that my child gets the benefit of it. Are you getting this whole system clear in your brain? Then you are not giving out for wrong purposes. In the previous verse, I told you that if you were to do this kind of a thing, where you are going to dish it out to wrong kind of people, they are going to loot you. So don't do this. See, desire. Your unnatural desires have to be removed. Only the reason why you are here should be followed. And this is the meaning. My dear king, may I inform you that you have to make the entire surface of the global level. This will help me even when the rainy season has ceased. Rainfall comes by the mercy of King Indra. Rainfall will remain on the surface of the globe, always keeping the earth moistened, and thus it will be auspicious for all kinds of production. Now, there is a law. In this law, it is written, flatten the earth so that you can raise your grains on that. If it is a hilly or if it is a path where there are lots of stones and lot of gravel over there, can you grow anything over there? If it is a desert region, can you grow? If there is a mountainous region, can you grow? So what you got to do is flatten the land. What it means is put your efforts. Flatten the land. Make hard efforts. Plow the land, till the land, put some water, do what is necessary. Invest in that. Invest in it. Are you understanding? With your hard work. Don't just leave it to someone. Earlier where I used to live, the owner of the property has never seen the property in their life. They are millionaires, multimillionaires, CEOs of corporations. They have never visited that place. They operate through a crooked agent. You understand? You trust some outsider to take care of your property. And you expect that person to perform in a manner. Well, that person is not interested in you. He is interested in earning for himself. He's a crooked person. He's a rascal. Remember those words. So now, when you take personal interest, when you start tilling and plowing and putting water and planting the seeds and doing everything in your own land, it is going to pay. So take interest in what you have been given. So suppose you have been given a child, take interest in that child. If you have been given a property, take interest in that property. If you have been given a life, take interest in that life and work very hard for it. Don't be a lazy bone. Flatten the land and do some work on it. After hearing the auspicious and the pleasing words of the planet Earth, the king accepted them. He then transformed Swayambhu Manu into a calf, milked all the herbs and grains from the earth in the form of a cow, keeping them in the cupped hands. Others who are intelligent, I'm going to read the next few lines continuously. Please understand, this is a standard process for literally everyone. Whether you are a king or whether you are a poor man, whether you are a lord of this world, even if you are in as a God Almighty also, you may be, a deva. You understand? You may be even a god or earth being, whatever. Same law is valid. Okay? So, others who are intelligent as King Prithu also took the essence out of the earthly planet. Indeed, everyone took the opportunity to follow the footsteps of King Prithu and get whatever desired from the planet Earth. All the great sages transformed Brahaspati in a cow into a calf, and making the senses in a pot, they milked all kinds of Vedic knowledge to purify words, mind and hearing. I will stop here for a minute to tell you what are you supposed to do. Whatever your world is, whatever your job is, whatever your designation is, does not matter. You are here in this world and you have been given something in your life, some possession, some kind of a gift, something which has been offered to you. Your job is to make the most use of it, good use of it. Suppose you get some money, that money has to be put for good use. If you get a land, please put it for good use. If you get something, you get a house, put it for good use. If you get food grains, that has to be put for good use. So suppose you get a good guru, put him to good use, milk him for knowledge. Are you understanding this? Don't just think he's just sitting over there doing nothing. See what they did. The sages, see what the sages have done. The sages transformed Brahaspati. Who is Brahaspati? The guru of the gods. Into a calf. They made him into a calf. And making the sense into pot, they milked all kinds of Vedic knowledge to purify words, mind, and hearing. So they made use of this great person. All the demigods made Indra, the king of the heaven, into a calf, and from the earth they milked the beverage soma, which is nectar. Thus they became very powerful in mental speculation and bodily and sensual strength. The sons of Diti and the demons transformed Prahlad Maharaj, who was born as an Asura family, into a calf, and they extracted various kinds of liquor and beer, which they put in a pot made of iron. So there are some idiots in this world who will make good use of something, some people will make bad use of it. Okay? So you may use whatever that is good for you. So the demons are going to make use of the things in a bad manner, whereas the gods will make use in a good manner. There is a way out of all these things. So, the inhabitants of Gandharva Apsara Loka make Vishwavasu into a cow, and they drew the milk into lotus flower pot. The milk took the shape of the sweet musical art and beauty. So the people from Gandharva Loka and Apsara Loka, what did they do? They made use of this and became very good musicians and dancers. The fortunate inhabitants of Pritraloka who preside over the funeral ceremonies made Aryama into a calf. With great faith, they milked kavya food offered to the ancestors into an unbaked earthen pot. After this, the inhabitants of Siddhaloka as well as inhabitants of Vidyadhara Loka transformed the great sage Kapila into a calf, and making the whole sky into a pot, they milked out specific yogic mystic powers beginning with Anima, Garima, etc. Indeed, the inhabitants of Vidyadhara Loka acquired the art of flying in the sky. Others, who are the inhabitants of the planets known as Kimpurusha Loka, made the demon Maya into a calf, and they milked out mystic powers by which one can disappear immediately from another vision and appear in a different form. Then the Yakshas, Rakshasas, ghosts, and witches who are habituated by eating flesh transform Lord Shiva's incarnation, Rudra, that is Bhutanata, into a calf, and milked out beverage made of blood and put them in a pot made of skulls. Thereafter, cobras and snakes without hood, large snakes, scorpions, and many other poisonous animals took the poison out of the planet Earth as their milk and kept the poison in snake holes. They made a calf out of Takshaka. The four-legged animals, like the cows, made a calf out of the bull who carries Lord Shiva and made a milking pot out of the forest. Thus they got fresh green grass to eat. Ferocious animals like tigers transformed into a lion, into a calf, and thus they were able to get flesh for milk. The birds made calf out of Garuda and took milk from the planet Earth in the form of moving insects and non-moving plants and grasses. So, we'll continue this. The trees made a calf out of the banyan tree, and thus they derived milk in the form of many delicious juices. The mountains transformed the Himalayas into a calf, and they milked a variety of minerals into a pot made of peaks of hills. The planet Earth supplied everyone his respective food. During the times of King Prithu, the earth was fully under the control of the king. Thus, all the inhabitants of the earth could get their food supply by creating various types of calves and putting their particular type of milk in various pots. So, here, what is being said, think about it. Today's day and age, how does this application happen? The Middle East people, they dug into the land and the water and they found oil and gas. Isn't it true? So they milk the earth to get crude oil and gas. Now that has to be going to the world for good purposes. Similarly, China and various other countries looked for these precious metals and other things, digging deep inside the earth. They got their benefit, isn't it? Suppose there is a farmer, he will plant some rice and other grains. He will get benefit from there. Are you getting this whole thing? Suppose there is a person who is a butcher. The butcher will definitely ensure that there are these goats and all these creatures are there. So that he can sell the meat to people. So it is not just good people or bad people. Everybody gets when they have a certain thing to perform. That means when they have their swadharma. Swadharma is the reason why you are here. And when you use that reason why you are here and you milk that place, you will get your benefit. So suppose you have a library, that library has to be milked for knowledge. Suppose you have some kind of a ownership of something, make use of it properly, then only it is going to benefit you. You will also not fall into sin. Okay? People let the land just go like that. There is a person who owns a land, has never gone to that land to see that place. Is just lying over there. I'm sorry, that person is disrespecting. Should not be done. Now we come to verse 27. My dear Vidura, chief of Kurus, in this way King Prithu and others who subsist on food created different types of calves and milked out their respective eatables. Thus they received their various foodstuffs which are symbolized as milk. Symbolized as milk. I told you this. There is an example. This is an example. This is an allegorical story which tells you that if you need something, milk that, then you will get your benefits. But you got to work hard. You have to flatten the land. You have to do work very hard on it. Then only you will get it. Don't just sit over there and expect things to happen. No. Thereafter, King Prithu was satisfied with the planet Earth, and she sufficiently supplied all food to various living entities. Thus, he developed an affection for the planet Earth, just as if she was his own daughter. After this, the king of all kings, Prithu Maharaj, leveled the rough places in the surface of the globe by breaking into the hills. With the strength of his bow, by his grace, the surface of the globe almost became flat. To all the citizens of the state, King Prithu, as good as a father, thus he visibly engaged in giving them proper subsistence and proper employment for subsistence. After leveling the surface of the globe, he earmarked different places for residential quarters inasmuch as they were desirable. So what he did, King Prithu did was, he leveled the earth properly and he allocated some place for staying purposes, some for planting grains, some for fruits and plants and vegetables and this and that. And he divided the land in such a manner. So there were places of all kinds. Like you see in villages today, you will find that there are temples, there are mosques, there are this, there are that. All those things are there. So everything got its proper designated location. So King Prithu was the person who first designed a city. Are you getting it or no? The city, the way in which the structure is going to be, was designed by Pruthu Maharaj. Today you are happily living in a city where you get literally everything. A city, a town, a village. Are you getting everything? So you get your vegetables, you get your grains, you get your, there's a blacksmith, there is all kinds of, the doctors, the hospital, whatever you require is there in your village or in your town or in your city. So this was first designed by King Prithu himself, taking the earth into consideration and ensuring that everything happens in the way it is supposed to happen, doing his swadharma. In this way, the king founded many type of villages, settlements and towns and built forts, residences for cows, cowherdsmen, stables for animals, places of the royal camps, mining places, agricultural towns and mountain villages. I hope you get this point. He is the one who designed, he is the master designer of what happens on this planet Earth. It's a very simple example to tell you how God created this entire process and gave everything to us in the manner it is supposed to. Before the reign of King Prithu, there was no planned arrangements of different cities, villages, pasture grounds, etc. Everything was scattered and everything constructed his residential quarters according to his own convenience. However, since King Prithu plans were made for towns and villages. So here is the king designing everything for the common man and for everybody around. So animals were given their spaces. So there were, cow pens and all those. There were land for horses. There was land for tilling, for grains and food grains and crops and this and that. There were houses built in a certain place where there was a housing colonies. There were doctors' colonies and so on and so forth. Also, he created the army and he ensured that the land was protected. So, everything Prithu Maharaj is the first architect of the modern world. So, we have come to the end of verse 32 over here and we will stop over here for today.
Recording stopped.